wanted to put out this ruling to make sure say the NPP get their way. No, the day before the ruling came out, the Attorney General came to tell Ghanaians to say Mike Okwe's ruling then, which favored the NPP. I'm talking about the Formina MP. No, the Attorney General quickly came out to say it was unconstitutional. It means they knew that if they don't say that the first ruling by Mike Okwe is unconstitutional, whatever the Supreme Court will do today, no, it will be against the first ruling. So what they had to do quickly was that the Attorney General will come and tell us, Internal Attorney General say that first ruling by Mike Okwe is unconstitutional, so that it creates a window for the Supreme Court to make this judgment. So because the Supreme Court, no, basis be engineer, so they cannot rule on this matter until somebody tells us to say the first ruling is unconstitutional. They will use the precedent to say that this one too is unconstitutional. And Nuntina, they waited and for the Attorney General to first come out to say Michael Okwe's ruling was unconstitutional, and they will base on that to say that then this is also unconstitutional. That is why I'm asking the Supreme Court to say, so at what point, at what time, at which circumstance, and you bet to me, like I said, this article 97 can be applied. When? Time bang. Why are you making a mockery out of yourselves at the Supreme Court? Because we are still expecting the Supreme Court to tell us, because now that they have all the powers to enter Parliament and interpret parliamentary laws to us, no, they should tell us when that article can be applied. When? Is it when a parliamentarian dies, or somebody shoots somebody in Parliament, or somebody goes naked in Parliament, or somebody brings all the flags from their constituency to come and fill a seat they sit on in Parliament? When does that article apply? Because now we have been made to believe that the Supreme Court is the creme de la creme, omnomnim law, they have been able to even infiltrate Parliament, enter Parliament to take over parliamentary proceedings. Now they are saying omnim nyansa kracha in Parliament. That is why I'm sending this message to the Supreme Court. When does that article apply? When does it apply?
Whenever I say my PENDREAM TV there, I share them yopo.
Your mom acquire you made about PENDREAM TV, so no matter and the first time subscribe to channel no found sabo adomani so said the video be out to over first person now over you use phone now but then also running story and some now that where Parliament near Supreme Court in and Supreme Court judgment by say sama Afenyo Markins the buyer no omaja to more than speaker rulings no free speaker and change because now free Parliament but after issue no Afenyo Markins kasa bebre na before issue no no akasa bebre what Canadian speaker ni nyamanyama but we issue no I can say ya gina to no I see opposite say no omoni speaker be point to consensus ni nyamanya I have said them but to nyama na Kevin Taylor say hwe o adwene eduma on obi a what never general radio so can say ho a kire speaker ayi speaker basa and then also be so ni got na say wakasa Kevin Taylor to be amane Afenyo Markins and a Supreme Court judge na Chief Justice na yenko tin sama Kevin Taylor e ka kire Chief Justice and Afenyo Markins they were ruling my 5-2 ruling in favor of Afenyo Markins. Yenko
live on YouTube, we are live on Facebook, we are live on radio. On radio, search for download Loud Silence Radio from the Google Play Store, and also if you're an Apple user, go to the App Store and download Loud Silence Radio. On TV, we are live on Multi TV. We are in 22 African countries, including Ghana. On YouTube, our name is Loud Silence TV. On Facebook, our official page is With Audio Respects and Loud Silence TV. We are live across the world. Now, Mama Yenye 1, 2, 3 stories with Nayam Pong Jumadieno. And you say a year osnomame and an emma at the a year ruling biaba a Supreme Court. Now, ruling no a buyer no, you say, oh, bonnet tofa a year Chief Justice Tokonu ɔne judge for ɛnan a ɔmo nyinaa nsia a wɔka ho ɔno ka ho nson emu enum sɛ ɔmo deɛ ɔmo gidi paa sɛ ɛyɛ Alban Bagbin a ɔyɛ speaker of parliament no na montuo anaasɛ dwuma odi no parliament no a sebio ɔka sɛ MPs bɛyɛ miɛnsa ana ɛnan ɔmo de party din mu ɛba parliament ɛndɛ ɔmo sɛ ɔmo pɛ sɛ party na ɛde ɔmo baeɛ no ɔmo gya party no hɔ na ɔmo akɔ contest ɛyɛ independent no ɛkyerɛ sɛ ɔmo ankasa seat no ɔmo gya no hɔ no ɛndɛ Supreme Court Madam Tokonu ɛne judge for ɛnan ɛka no ho ɔmo yɛ ɛyɛ ɔne judge for ɔmo yɛ ɛnan ɛka no ho ɔka ho ɔmo yɛ enum no ɔmo de ɔmo sɛ chief ɛyɛ speaker of parliament no adeɛ na ɔyɛ no Ghana ɛyɛ deɛ mbra ɛbɔ yɛn ho ban no wɔn ndi mbra so ɛyɛ unconstitutional judge for mmienu a na ɔmo ka ɛyɛ judge for no nyinaa man bɛyɛ nson no 2 of the 7 judges no ɛyɛ Judge Tanko ɛne Justice Johnson ɛyɛ Lovelace Johnson judge for mmienu bi mu a ɔmo se daabi ɛyɛ adeɛ a ɛyɛ speaker of parliament Alban Bagbin yɛyɛ no ɛyɛ kwan so edi ɛwɔ mmerem in fact mmra ɛkyerɛ sɛ ɛyɛ pɛpɛɛpɛ kwan so ɛna ɔyɛyɛ nti 7 judges ɔmo tena aseɛ no emu enum a chief justice ka ho no ɔmo sɛ ɔmo deɛ Alban Bagbin yɛyɛ a ɔka sɛ MPs no a ɔmo de party din ba parliament ɛndɛ ɔmo sɛ ɔmo kɔ contest independent no saa judge fo num no ɔmo sɛ ɛyɛ deɛ ɛyɛ Alban Bagbin ɛka sɛ saa MPs no ɔmo seat no ɔmo gya to hɔ no ɛyɛ 5 judges a chief justice ka ho no ɔmo sɛ eni mmerem ɛna mmienu a ɔmo ka ɛyɛ nson no sɛ daabi ɛwɔ mmerem deɛ Alban Bagbin yɛyɛ no ɛwɔ mmerem nti ɛno korɛ ɛyɛ ne kwan so now sɛ unya abutre na wohwɛ asɛm a ebesi ni nyinaa asɛm no nyinaa no sɛ NPP for akɔ Supreme Court sɛ mmara bi a Alban Bagbin gyina so ɛka sɛ obi ba parliament na ɔde party bi din ɛba parliament na party ni din ti na ɔte parliament na saa nipa ne yɛ na adwene sɛ ɔkɔ asa akɔpere ɛdeɛn seat asa atena parliament na saa party na ɔtene franka so ɛwɔ parliament no ogya saa party no wɔ hɔ a kyɛ sɛ saa party no sɛbi o seat no ogya no wɔ hɔ no adeɛ na Alban Bagbin mbra ogyina so no kyerɛ sɛ wogya o seat no wɔ hɔ na wokɔpere seat ankorankora na independent a saa seat na ɛde wo baeɛ no saa seat no technically obi ante so. Now from the ruling of the Supreme Court no obebusa sɛ saa article na Alban Bagbin gyina so ɛka sɛ saa deɛ na MPs ni yɛ no ɛnyɛ nti ɔmo forfeit ɔmo seat no under which circumstance ɛna saa ɛyɛ deɛ saa article no under which circumstance na saa article no apply because ɔmo say sɛ saa deɛ na nkɔfoɔ no yɛ no Alban Bagbin ɛni ho kwan sɛ ɔbɛka sɛ ɛndeɛ sɛ ɔmo free ɛyɛ ɔmo party mu ɛkɔ independent a ɔmo ngye ɔmo seat nto ɛnyɛ mbrɛ mu a mbra ɛbɛn ɛde what time circumstance bɛn ɛna ɛwɔ sɛ saa ɛyɛ deɛn saa mbra no yɛgyina so ka sɛ obi ato mbra ɛwɔ parliament because sɛ yɛwɔ mbra wɔ hɔ saa na sɛ Alban Bagbin ɛyuzu mbra no na sɛ NPP for Supreme Court na Supreme Court sɛ saa mbra na ɛwɔ sɛ ɛkyerɛ sɛ obi afɔfiti the seat ana seat ni nya ne dia biom no Supreme Court sɛ ɔmo ngyi ntum sɛ Alban Bagbin ɛyuzu saa mbra na question bɛ sɛ bebusa ɛyɛ Supreme Court sɛ when and what circumstances and a sambra no apply time bang inti echire obi ekuobi ansa ne akase wa 15 seat and I said dean so at this point no ye wo mbra foforo bi wo ho Alban Bagbin betime use say so obi ba parliament na say ofri ne party mu na say okase on ne party nanti biom na ojani seat to so okopre independent a mbra ben biom na ende yengina so and case a nipa ne seat no on tisu biem is there another article and that is the basic question Ghana ni bi onim nyansa bi ebusa Supreme Court because say emra ewowa Alban Bagbin ejina so editu sa na mo no mo say emra sebio Ghana constitution itia dia ede emra na say Alban Bagbin ende okase opeso ojina so etake sa decision na onjina so what when what exact what at which under which circumstance under which circumstance can that decision be taken, or that the article can be applied? Under which circumstance can that article be applied? Because the article Abamba Binjina so no Parliament standing orders in Parliament Constitution a womb. Is the Supreme Court going to give Alban Bagbin another article for him to use in case as some way him, because it is still a pending issue before him, and as a Speaker of Parliament he needs to take a decision. Now if the Supreme Court is saying that article no so take a decision, no, it is not constitutional, so which article? Because the Constitution has stated it clearly. So obi ura Parliament no otu sa na mo na or send the panija the city so into what article should we today, if Speaker of Parliament sits down, which article or what article should he base his decision on? That is a tricky question, and that is a question I should say our Supreme Court is overstepping, and the judiciary is now basically working for the executive. Because you cannot tell me we see public toilet and a public toilet no catch say a man kwan kosa public toilet so ya bema na wura ho a watomra mra ewo kuruma ye nyina yetin. Now a few months ago asimesi a ya friend amwako ekowura ma toilet no so ene ye no yɛde be gina wo ohini nanim no o se webu mmara so every say ye wo mmara eda ho a ekire se wura emba toilet a yanka se wura ho Monday ana Tuesday, yanka se wura ho January ana February, yanka se wura ho December ana said in January, yes se wura emba toilet ne so a webu mmara. Into a few months ago Kwame Amwako wura mmara no toilet ene ye kire ne be gina wo ohini nanim ena o ka kire saa nipa no se we wura mmara toilet. You did not care the day, the time, the year, but as far as we were in bar toilet, no, Emrana ebokro no ban say, I will see a chawisu. Emma wujina so as ohine no etwa Kwame Amwako nsu. Now, yetitihana eyedian nipa foforo ekowura in bar toilet so. Nipa foforo ekowura in bar toilet so. Yekoyi nipa ne ba ye na eye wode hia ba ko a obetumi abedi akonwa. Now ekromofo ede nipa ne ba ye na omka kire wo se nana nipa waka se ma wode emra to wo se ma obi enwura emba toilet so no ende kojopoku ewura ma toilet ne so efri nana no a kojopoku de oyede hie kojopoku de oyananta eti kojopoku ye de hie de ye ntumi ntwa ne su na kojopoku no ye ma ne warning. This is what we are seeing at the Supreme Court today. Mike Okwe edit the same article and a catch the Ghana for say a year for Mina MP no on cross the carpet not only MPP in Koya business. MPP for did not see anything wrong with it. The same parliament, BBS society, the same standing order, the same article, and the NPP for was Supreme Court, Emma Supreme Court catch there say the rules are the same. No, the character has changed. Nipa na commit crime no. Omo and commit crime na ye kan ho asem no. Omo different from the commit first crime no. Adentra they are affiliated to the NPP. And that is what the Supreme Court wants us to believe today. And intra Mibusa say at what circumstance and at which circumstance and that article can be applied. When can it be applied? Because when you read the document, so we read the article 17, we read the new standing orders are, we read the 18 now, vacancy other than resignation. Uko article 97(1) B to E, G and H of the Constitution. It says this. That is the standing orders, new standing orders of Parliament. Or say the Speaker shall inform the House of the occurrence of a vacancy of the seat of a member under clause 1B to E, G, and B and H of Article 97 of the Constitution. The Speaker of Parliament came to Parliament and announced to Parliament that these people have vacated their seats. So why are we today in Supreme Court for the Supreme Court to tell us Ghanaians to say that same article that the standing orders recognize, the Supreme Court does not recognize Parliament standing orders. That's where we are getting to. And it's a simple question, say. So the article, the Supreme Court for Gina so, Eka say, in fact, I was say the Alban Bagbin enimbrem. The question is, at what time, what circumstance, and Article 97, and then what time does it apply? When can we use it? When is the best time to use that article? So we Speaker of Parliament in now. Also Supreme Court catch Alban Bagbin. Say this is a time also uses our article way because they did not give specification when the article can be used. Because in the standing orders, it is clear that this is the right time the article can be used. And in the standing orders, it does not state to say it can be used 2 months to elections, or 3 months to elections, or 2 years to elections, or the first day a government takes over. The article, the standing orders, it applies any day when that happens. So, Speaker of Parliament, whether it is a week to elections, a month to elections, a year to elections, the article and the standing orders tells him this is what you need to do. And Speaker Alban Bagbin followed through and announced to Parliament that your colleagues have forfeited their seats and going independent. So this article applies. Their seat is vacant. So I want to ask the Supreme Court, at what time does this article apply? And you see the funny thing, because they wanted to put out this ruling to make sure say the NPP get their way, the day before the ruling came out, the Attorney General came to tell Ghanaians to say Mike Okwe's ruling then, which favored the NPP. I'm talking about the Formina MP. The Attorney General quickly came out to say it was unconstitutional. It means they knew that if they don't say that the first ruling by Mike Okwe is unconstitutional, whatever the Supreme Court will do today, it will be against the first ruling. So what they had to do quickly was that the Attorney General will come and tell us, Attorney General say that first ruling by Mike Okwe is unconstitutional, so that it creates a window for the Supreme Court to make this judgment. So because the Supreme Court, basis they cannot rule on this matter until somebody tells us to say the first ruling is unconstitutional. They will use the precedent to say that this one too is unconstitutional. And Nuntina, they waited and for the Attorney General to first come out to say Michael Quay's ruling was unconstitutional, and they will base on that to say that then this is also unconstitutional. That is why I'm asking the Supreme Court to say, so at what point, at what time, at which circumstance, and you bet me, like I said, this article 97 can be applied when? Time bang. Why are you making a mockery out of yourselves at the Supreme Court? Because we are still expecting the Supreme Court to tell us, because now that they have all the powers to enter Parliament and interpret parliamentary laws to us, they should tell us when that article can be applied. When? Is it when a parliamentarian dies, or somebody shoots somebody in Parliament, or somebody goes naked in Parliament, or somebody brings all the flags from their constituency to come and fill a seat they sit on in Parliament? When does that article apply? Because now we have been made to believe that the Supreme Court is the creme de la creme, law. They have been able to even infiltrate Parliament, enter Parliament to take over parliamentary proceedings. Now they are saying Parliament. That is why I'm sending this message to the Supreme Court. When does that article apply? When does it apply? You see, there's something this MPP they are doing, and they think Jimmy. You Afenyo Markins Muamaka man steady ahu. You may be at the better abontin. Mumu bi benume duro. Some judges benume duro or them mumu kuomo. Some people, if you don't slow down, Afenyo Markins say amon kwasi afo no. Se mo bo careless ahu. Enya nipa bi ne sometimes dey ni to mu ni ma. Nyoma de begu abontin no. Mumu bi mubenu meduru wo dem. This clearly is embarrassing. This ruling from the Supreme Court, it is totally embarrassing. And you know what hurts here? The Supreme Court is basically telling us, say, Parliament omo Jimmy. their own standing orders. To me, you see. Into Ochina, you another Speaker of Parliament. For a article being and then country Parliament says somebody has forfeited their seat. Their article no so because you are telling us that the standing orders are unconstitutional. Article being. You see, sometimes when you nipa na mugu Supreme Court or munya nyamio. Asemna told judges in 1982. I'm telling you, what happened to the judges who were shot and burnt alive? It can happen to any of you guys. You people should not see yourself say you are above the law. You see, human anger, when you push it to its limit, it can do things that at the end of the day, we are not regret it. Let not your actions push human to that level. I am running at the church Ghana. So we all need to adhere and make sure Sambrano are protecting Obia. You cannot be selective with the law. It is bad. But see, 1982 judges now you kuomono. It is because of actions we take here and the man nipebidi mujasho mutu. And let me tell you, the same human beings who left in 1982 are the same people who live here now, today. They have not gone anywhere. They are still living with us. So they have not changed. Those people we see said they were Christians in 1982. No, they are the same Christians we are living with. Those we saw said they are Muslims in 1982. No, they are the same Muslims we are living with today. So nothing has changed. It is your actions. It will bring the monster out of them again. And history always repeats itself when some people think they can suppress it. And that is what we are seeing in our judges, in our courts. We are not supposed to see the court being extraordinarily biased like this. This is wrong. It is not good. I am a Ghanaian. I should respect the Supreme Court, and I respect the Supreme Court. But people cannot turn the law upside down and use the law against the people. How can the Supreme Court go to Parliament and say that their own standing orders is unconstitutional? The question here is, so that article, when can it be applied? When? What time? And during what situation? Because there needs to be a situation for that to be applied. Into Ochina, when the speaker announces to Parliament, they say MPCB through the articles, they have forfeited their seat now. Unused article being in Parliament to tell parliamentarians in Parliament. So are you trying to tell us, say, the Supreme Court today, they have taken out a constitutional article, binding a protected Parliament away? No. You can't do that from the Supreme Court. Because when you do this, it means you are taking away the High Court powers. Now, is anybody going to go to High Court again? No. Why should anybody go to the High Court if there is an issue like this in Parliament? Have we forgotten? The Supreme Court, have you forgotten there's a High Court there? And that your ruling can affect the High Court? Right now, why should anybody having an issue at the Parliament of Ghana go to the High Court for interpretation? Because you have actually said that the Constitution, the standing orders in Parliament are not constitutional. So why should anybody go to High Court to seek interpretation of standing orders in Parliament? What is the Supreme Court doing? You are overreaching. From day one, Afenyo Markins, like Chachuchi Kata said, came for an interpretation of 97G. That's it. You interpret that and you tell them to go back to Parliament. Let them go and fix their own problems. You don't overreach. You don't try and let Parliament feel like they are stupid. No. And this ruling is clearly what you, the Supreme Court, you are trying to do. You are trying to tell Parliament they don't have even the intelligence to understand their own standing orders. That's why I'm asking Madam Tokonu and the Supreme Court, at what circumstance, when can that article be applied? When? What should happen for that article to be applied in Parliament? That is a question that we all need to answer. You see, time some way ending or court ended. The Chief Justice and the 4 judges we can hear 5 cars say I 5 against 2. No, the NPP went out there and they started insulting Alban Bagman. Suddenly, they started putting flyers out Alban Bagbin or a Cronfor or Yewi, and it came from the Bawumia campaign. Oh, Alban Bagbin by a speaker with the $1.4 million. While Yesika Koshaha, they try to denigrate the man. This is the NPP. Almost free quarter, almost start releasing those flyers in the system, and I know Alban Bagbin has seen all of them. I can tell Alban Bagbin who was behind those flyers, who actually gave the green light when it should be released. It came from the Bawumia campaign that they should go out there and destroy the man's image. Adia onimno yem fan shano so akoya 1.4 million Alban for 8 years. Ye who Alban Bagbin Wiesika after end ruling in the who say NPP for Alban Bagbin Wiesika. This is the NPP. And this is what they do. So, after the insult, after denigration, no, after telling the whole world to say, Afenyo Markins, say, Speaker of Parliament thinks he's a madman. He's madder than him. He thinks he's an emperor. He is a stupid man. He should come to Parliament. You know, I reaffirm my utmost respect for your office and service to our nation. He is now saying to Ghana, say, ono de or respect Alban Bagbin pa na emom no Alban Bagbin embe bie parliament na enye dwuma o ma oya boa ebia Alban Bagbin ebeye ebia Alban Bagbin e de bie sa court no obebie sa parliament na ma Afenyo Markins kwasia we nsema okafa Alban Bagbin hu okurum ha the insult Afenyo Markins ne papa on to want to Alban Bagbin 1 minute. Afenyo Markins. Kwasia way because of politics. This filthy, dirty guy because of politics. He stood on national television telling Alban Bagbin say he thinks he's an emperor. He's a foolish man. He thinks he has too much power. He's corrupt. This foolish fool. Oye na osono maame. A man the open or say, Alban Bagbin, I respect you. Into Alban Bagbin should get up in the morning and say, thank God, Afenyo Markins respect me. NPP for the falsehood they've spread about me, you know, I don't care. Let us, oh no, it does not work like that. Afenyo and the NPP pigs. Afenyo and the NPP pigs. It does not work like that. That is not how the world works. It is suddenly, all the things you said about the man, the insult, it should go away. It should disappear. So you are extending a hand to the NDC. They should come. You are telling Ghanaians that you are a leader. You want Parliament to be open. Abua na Parliament papadia. Kwa siye biba Parliament papadia. Adi na unkenje Supreme Court maybe a Parliament mau. Kwa siya ba adi na unfre osunu ma se ombra na unfa kisi maybe no ntina ho no unche Parliament mau. This is the foolishness. Mo ma me pele. Afenyo Markins, me pele. Mama me pele. And I'm about to TV so can kwasi asem. Adan Alban Bagbin there. Onyo obi anka bi ma no. You denigrate an honorable man in the whole MPP. You cannot get a credible man in the MPP. Or the Alban Bagbin kwa. No MPP person can meet his credibility. Nobody in the MPP. Why? The success he has chalked in his political career, there's nobody in the MPP who can compare himself to Afenyo. Compare himself to Alban Bagbin. Kofor. He comes close. He does not come close to Alban Bagbin's credibility in politics. Kofor. Me say, mo papa Kofor. About credibility and the experience and the success a person has chalked in our politics. He does not come close to Alban Bagbin. But I'm quite afford to say mutumi did not tell me because or your tenny because my dream no or your NDC ni in nine mo pele. Me say mo MPP ni mu nyina from Atakura kwasi ampe ni be see the last messenger. Why na what MPP mu a obetune no to Alban Bagbin when it comes to the success credibility in politics e wo mu nya nipa baako. Wana hakman e wusu agiman. Michael Kwe. Why mo papa Kofor ankasa ohun Alban Bagbin obu ni mu ase. Why are you people like that? Adena mo Jimmy sa. Adena mo tigana mo jinso bia ye Jimmy. Mo jinso bia Jimmy. Everything should come your way. Is it today you know say you have respect for the man? Kwasi akura to say wo pe credibility. You Afenyo Markins, you are not even supposed to be a lawyer in Ghana. Ye Jimmy ntra. The General Legal Council is full of party fanatics and party butt lickers. And Kawa Afenyo Markins, you are not supposed to be a lawyer in Ghana. You Afenyo Markins, you a rapist defender. You how did you even get here? But ye Jimmy Ghana. Jimmy we nam na opo o Jimmy na Ketia mon kwasia no sidi nechi. That is why we are here today. Ketia mon na kwasia. Hwe ni Jimmy Ketia mon oni certificate impo so de lawyer wo Ghana. Nipa fin we mu nenam Ghana. Ena omodi bibia to yetrim so mu nim nyansa. Nyansa ben pa na Ketia mon onimu asase we so. Okasa se ponko je pa kwasia we koton ship Ketia mon Japan anke body trimutu kwasia we koton Ghana ship edi esa ne nam Ghana e posa ponko then we entertain such political insects, filthy stinking things. Then yet Ghana say pese chichire Ghana ameka e binjira. There are people we respect. And there are people we really respect. As much as the Muhuno TV Suninano, there are people we respect. Let's wait for what Alban Bagbin will do. So Banyansafo they make an I say there are people we respect. And there are people we really respect. Let us wait and see what Alban Bagbin will do. It will determine the end. I don't know much. But the things I know, so we need account to me in Ghana. I don't know much. But the things kakrana minimuno se wunima o sora no pa anka ba pa wo ID ho no ato abetia MPP. You have no idea. But there are some people we respect and there are some people we really respect. Let us see the reaction from Alban Bagbin. And Alban Bagbin's reaction will decide what will come next.
Hello and thank you, my good friends, my brothers and sisters and the youth of Ghana. I'm John Dramani Mahama, presidential candidate of the National Democratic Congress. As we prepare for the 7th December elections, I'm here to remind you that we'll be voting for the presidential and parliamentary elections on the same day. You will vote for your president and your member of parliament on the same day. When you get to the polling station, you'll be given 2 ballot papers, one after the other. When you collect your ballot paper, look for the umbrella which is next to my photograph and then thumbprint next to it horizontally, not vertically, horizontally. And so put your thumbprint on it horizontally. And after you have done that, take the tissue or the rag that will be provided and clean your hands dry before you pick up the ballot paper. And when you pick up the ballot paper, fold it lengthwise. That's vertically. Don't fold it horizontally. Fold it vertically. And when you have folded it, you can fold it once again. And then you go to the presidential ballot box. And then you drop your ballot in. Again, you'll be giving another ballot paper. This time for the parliamentary. Again, just look for the umbrella symbol. It will be next to the symbol of your parliamentary candidate. And so just look for the umbrella symbol. And then again, like I said, put your thumb on the ink and thumbprint it horizontally, not vertically, horizontally. You thumbprint it horizontally. And when you finish, put the ballot paper down again, clean your thumb thoroughly and make sure it is dry. And then when you finish, fold it lengthwise. Like I did the first one, fold it lengthwise, and then you can fold it again and go and this time put it in the parliamentary ballot box. Vote for John Mahama and vote for your parliamentary candidates for well-paying jobs in the 24-hour economy and let us all build the Ghana we want together.
This is with all due respect extended version. Say unim nampa ana open nampa. You go to Bessie unim nampa and champete. Say unim nampa ana open nampa. Unim nampa ana nampa and champete. I'll leave this here. My name is Kevin Koberu Taylor. We will meet tomorrow, Wednesday. We will discuss Ghana. God bless you. Cheers and good night.
What number 8? Dedi kama mamena PENDREAM TV ase. Na so far so good. Say open online portal e wo Ghana. Nipa share, nipa follow, nipa comment here. To my best of knowledge, without any biases, PENDREAM TV. I see say a lot of people are moving from the traditional media to the social media. And PENDREAM, you are setting the pace because you bring the issues as they are, and the focus on those are the issues. And then Unipa are not ready for just ordinary endorsement, but people want to hear the issues. What are the issues? What are the possible solutions? So for me, I'm endorsing PENDREAM TV, and I'm recommending say Obi Biana who feels traditional media and why you're bored with it, live up to expectation. Your next last stop, PENDREAM TV.